My coworker stole my position, and now I get to watch her struggle. I'm a teacher at a decently affluent public school. For the most part, I love my job. I've made genuine friends among the staff members, and the students make the hard work worth it. There are, of course, the negative parts of teaching you always hear about. Low pay, grading on off hours, etc. But for the most part, the deal has been good. A few years back, I was recognized by my old boss as a potential leader in the building. He stressed to me that I was very data-oriented and likable among my colleagues. I know my way around Google Sheets and Excel when it comes to collecting and organizing student data, and I'm really solid with parent communication. I was hesitant, but eventually I agreed to become a leader for a group of teachers and students at the school, in charge of organizing meetings, overall student education success, etc. That old boss who promoted me left, and I was stuck with a new boss who I didn't know well. I feel like this is honestly such a common thing for a boss that really liked you and saw how great you were to leave, and then a new boss comes in and shakes things up. I feel like all new bosses, when you get hired into positions, need to get the lay of the land. Then again, they could be hired to cut spending, and then people are paid too much, or that's how they think. So then they just make your life hell until you quit so they can hire someone cheaper. Yeah, it never fails, honestly. Here's where things get messy. I have a sensory processing disorder and mild hearing loss. It's hard to explain, but sometimes I genuinely do not hear things correctly. Think if you said, "I'm gonna pick up Stacy," I might hear something like, "I'm just gonna wait and see." This happens at least once a day and usually isn't that big of a deal, but unfortunately it isn't curable, and I managed. In meetings with my new boss would push strategies that were based around focusing on students whose test scores were almost passing. The idea was that you would focus on all students but give extra attention to those guys. These initiatives were never written down, and I would find out later that was because the legality of such a thing is iffy at best. Oh, tea. When these ideas were shared with me, I would constantly ask the boss after the meeting to repeat herself, then check my notes to make sure I heard her correctly. I noticed at the time that she was passively frustrated that I would do this, even though I explained I had a hearing disorder. Looking back, I wonder if she felt pressured, knowing what we were doing wasn't kosher, and if I made a bad impression. Yeah, she could have gotten uncomfortable with the fact that you needed to write things down, and also, by writing things down, have a record.
Thus leaving crucial evidence.
Now to introduce the main character of the story, who I'll call Tenny, since she's the coach of the tennis team. Tenny is well liked by staff members for her years of service toward our community in a particular area. I also liked Tenny a lot, and I figured she'd be a great team member. Tenny, however, like my boss, became repeatedly frustrated when I would miss things she would say to me, especially in crowded high school hallways. Sometimes she would even shout something to me as she walked past me. This led to many gaffes and mistakes. I asked her repeatedly to pause and make sure I got what she was saying or just to email me. Nothing